doctor.
It's estimated that up to 1 million South Africans live with some form of visual impairment. While many live life completely in the dark, television presenter and radio journalist Rulani Baloyi is determined to prove that being visually impaired doesn't have to impair your life.
I was born with partial sight. So from the time when I was a child, my parents knew that I was going to lose my sight because only my left eye could see. By the time I went to university, I was completely blind. So I had to learn to now adapt my life to cope. I wouldn't say I have challenges per se, in the sense that I use the same computer that everybody else uses. The only difference that my computer has got a talking software. So everything for me is possible, even if when I have to do voice reports on air for radio, I just take out whatever is on the system, the computer that I'm currently using, I put it into Braille and be able to voice it on the radio. My biggest challenge is just that a lot of industries are not designed for people who cannot see. A lot of things are very visual. You're expected to see things, you're expected to know things, you're expected to be able to analyze what you see.
Trailblazing her way into television, Rulani presents the long-running educational talk show Shift, which focuses on empowerment and motivation.
She's managed to overcome a lot of obstacles, work-wise, personally, and the nice thing about it is that she talks about her challenges. She is a go-getter. She's a hard worker. Whatever she wants, she gets.
Using her personal drive to impact others, Rulani has become an inspiring force for many and has traveled the world sharing her wisdom and expertise. She's effortlessly managed to work in various sectors, building an impressive resume.
People are just so curious to know you're working on television, and television is a visual medium, and it's all about facial expressions. And what I always say is that everything is possible as long as you know your strengths and you make them work for you. For me, the ability to be able to speak different languages, and of course being able to engage with people and be able to make them feel comfortable when you're talking with them, and yeah, that's the fun of it.
Rulani is also notorious for her dry sense of humor, something that comes in handy when she finds herself having awkward conversations.
When I was still a court reporter, there was this prosecutor I used to speak to. So one day I told him that I was covering a trial. We agreed that when I'm in court, we must meet. He came and we spoke, and then the following day I called him and said, "Oh, finally, it was great meeting you." And then he says to me, "You know what, for all these years that I've been speaking to you, it never occurred to me that you could be blind, because we live in a world that you don't expect that you could be speaking to someone who is different from you." And I've had my friends try to hook me up with a guy, and they don't tell the guy that Rulani is blind, and then somehow he would find out, and people still get shocked because they say the way you present yourself, you don't sound blind. I'm like, how should blind people be sounding? So all I can say to people is that, be ready for anything, because you never know who you could be talking to.
Having experienced a large amount of discrimination throughout her life, Rulani constantly challenges those who are ignorant about disability.
If you have sight today, appreciate it. It's a very special gift, because tomorrow you might not have it. There's a lot of things I haven't been able to see. For example, I have a daughter, she's beautiful, I know that, but I haven't been able to see her. But appreciate it and see all you can, because tomorrow you might not have the privilege. I mean, it doesn't mean that I'm complaining, I'm fine, because I know knowledge is much more important to me than sight.
One thing that Rulani has managed to prove to herself and the nation is that you don't need to be able to see to have a vision.
I wanna live the best life.